All right. I think we're says I'm live. Says we're getting started. I just in case it's taking a second. It says you're now live. So what I'm gonna do is give people a second to jump on here. But my name is Trevor. I'm the elementary pastor here at VRL. I just preached yesterday on Matthew chapter 6, verse 25 through 34, specifically. Just it's the do not worry passage from the Sermon on the Mount. And while we're waiting for a few people to jump on and giving people some opportunities, I gotta just let you know. I've been watching some Olympic coverage, and I'm getting really tired of the time zone difference because I wake up and I learn what happened, and I haven't had a chance to watch it, which is really disappointing. But if you wouldn't mind, throw it in the comments. Oh, there we go. We got Colin and Linda. Well, good morning, guys. What I was sitting at Buffalo Wild Wings yesterday after church, and horse dancing was on. And I think the fact that horse dancing, also trampolines, is an Olympic sport, and I think that's hilarious. And so, while I'm not getting to watch my favorite things live, I do get to watch some random sports. What's the most random Olympic sport that you've seen that is also just like hilarious to watch? Because for me, it is either the trampoline or horse dancing. But I also know that like more and more of those random things are making it in. So man, just like let me know what's terrible, or hilarious or whatever. All right, let's jump into it. Because I want to just tell you straight up. I cut like so much, and then I added so much, and I cut so much from what I wanted to say over the weekend, and what I felt like was relevant. So quick summation is in Matthew chapter 6, verse 25 through 34. It's Jesus kind of summarizing what he said through all of Matthew chapter 6. And it's this: you do not need to worry about anything, because I will take care of you. That is the heart of it. It's like, I will take care of you. That when you're in my kingdom, you trust the king, and the king takes care of you. And that is the bulk of this. But something that people kept telling me afterwards was like, oh, I loved this acronym that you used. The acronym was JEEPS, JEEPS, and it stands for Jesus, Eat, Exercise, People, and Sleep. And it was, hey, what do I do when I'm feeling nervous, when I'm feeling worried, when I'm feeling anxious? What can I do in the short term? And we talked about the long term is that we need to trust God, but sometimes it's really hard to do that when you're like feeling currently at unease or unrest. And so things like prayer and reading your Bible and listening to worship music, that's Jesus. Eat. Have you had something of nutritional substance that can sometimes help just the way your brain's processing and the way you're feeling? And exercise, go for a walk, go to the gym, whatever your preferred form, do some yoga, whatever it is you like to do. For people, extroverts, man, go be around some friends, go be around a big group of people. And introverts, go be around one person and spend some time with wise counsel. And then sleep, take a nap, or get some good sleep at night, and then process through that. And people said, man, I really liked that. And specifically, I had someone tell me, hey, my 13-year-old daughter took notes, and she's never taken notes in church before. And what she did was she wrote the word Jeeps down and wrote down all the little points to it and put it up on her wall. And I said, this is hilarious, because what I said on Thursday, but just like, I just decided not to not say it on Sunday, but I just was like, if I'm going to spend time on something, I want to spend time on scripture, not someone else's book. So I want to show you this because I think this is a very helpful thing. There's a book called Soundtracks by a guy named John Acuff. Okay, so he uses soundtracks to talk about kind of the things that you tell yourself, like self-talk, and that can be positive or negative, but the things that you keep going back and saying like, oh, I could never do that because I'm not qualified. Okay, that thing that you keep telling yourself, that's a soundtrack. And he compares it to soundtracks in movies. And it came to my attention because, like I said, we talked about this kind of poetic device that Jesus used in the Sermon on the Mount. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to go back and listen to the sermon. So John Acuff wrote this book, Soundtracks. Well, then his two daughters, who are a junior in high school and a freshman in college, wrote a companion piece called Your New Playlist. And I'm going to show you really quick. It's on, I don't have the physical copy, but I listened to it on Spotify. So if you go to Spotify Premium, it is free. If you have Spotify Premium, you can go, and it's about 2.5 hours long, and it's read by his daughter. So it's read by a 16 and 19-year-old girl, written to teenagers. It's the same concept of, let's talk about self-talk, let's talk about overthinking, let's talk about worry. And in it, they used the acronym Jeeps. And so when someone came and said, "Hey, my 13-year-old daughter loved that," I said, "That's funny because it was written to 13-year-old girls. It was written to teenagers in a social media era and in a constantly connected to like their phones and the comments, and they can always know what someone thinks about them." But I just went, man, I think that's really applicable to adults, and I think that's really applicable to us today. And so, if you have teens, especially, dude, spend $8 on a 1 month Spotify account and have them listen to that book, or go to Barnes and Noble or go to Amazon or whatever and buy. This is what the front cover looks like. It's headphones. It says your new playlist. And then again, for adults, there's this version here, which, just full disclosure, I haven't read the whole thing of. Just want to leave it right there, but I like John Acuff's books a lot. So anyway, that tied into, okay, if God says don't worry, Jesus tells us not to worry. Man, what can I do today to help me not worry? And they had this acronym Jeeps. I said, man, that's fantastic. And again, like, I don't want you to think that's something I made up or something that VRL made up. Like, that is someone else somewhere made that up, and I want to give them the credit for that. But I also want to point out that on Thursday I told a quick story, and on Sunday I didn't. And it's about Elijah, the prophet in the Old Testament, in 1 Kings chapter 19. And I'm going to pull up my Bible on the app right here. There it is. Elijah has just finished having a standoff against the prophets of Baal, and God has sent fire down from heaven, and he has torched the altar, and then Elijah has the prophets of Baal killed. And Elijah witnesses this amazing victory by God where he gets to be part of it. And I compared it to NBA Jam because it's just like 2 on and they just like dunk on everybody. But it says when Elijah got home, or sorry, when Ahab, the king, got home, he told Jezebel, his wife, the queen, everything Elijah had done, including the way he had killed all the prophets of Baal. So Jezebel sent this message to Elijah: "May the gods strike me and even kill me if by this time tomorrow I have not killed you." So Elijah becomes afraid because now the queen has said, "I'm going to kill you by tomorrow." And it says he went to Beersheba, a town in Judah, and left his servant there. And then he went on alone into the wilderness, traveling all day. And he sat down under a solitary broom tree and prayed that he might die. "I have had enough, Lord," he said. "Take my life, for I am no better than my ancestors who have already died." He just says, God, like, he's so worried about the queen having it out for him that he's forgotten that he just watched God send fire from heaven and destroy an altar. And I say destroy in a positive sense. Like, he offered him a burnt offering, and God torches the offering after they covered it in water. So like, this is a huge deal. You can go back to the previous chapters and read that. So it says, so he laid down and he slept under the tree. But as he was sleeping, an angel touched him, and he told him, "Get up and eat." And he looked around, and there beside his head was some bread baked on hot stones and a jar of water. So he ate it and he drank and he lay down again. And then the angel of the Lord came again and touched him and said, "Get up and eat some more, or the journey ahead will be too much for you." So he got up and he ate and he drank, and the food gave him enough strength to travel for 40 days and 40 nights to Mount Sinai, the mountain of God. And there he came to a cave where he spent the night. And then the next thing that happens is that God, why can I not scroll up? Because it wanted me to go to the next chapter. That's why. The next thing that happens is God and Elijah have this conversation. And God actually comes and speaks to Elijah, but he says, "God, I'm so worried. You might as well just kill me now." And he takes a nap, sleep, and God says, "Hey, get something to eat." He eats, and then God speaks to him. And God, Jesus, same but different, right? But he covers three of the Jeeps right there. Is Jesus, eat, sleep, and that was a huge help to him. And so that part of the sermon was so big for me of going, as a person who, like I said, I'm the worrier in my family. My wife is very much like, it'll be fine. It'll be all right. We'll make a plan. We'll execute the plan. And I'm just like, this will never work. And I worry about everything. And so for the person who's a big worrier, man, I wanted you to walk out of there going, okay, scripturally speaking, this is what I can do, but it's also very practical and it's very tangible, and I can do it today. I can do it by the time I get home. I can do it, by the end of the night. I can take a nap after church, whatever it is. And so if you personally deal with worry, I hope that helps you. And if you are friends with a worrier, man, I hope you use that and help them, because again, I'm all about finding really great resources, biblically or otherwise, and helping people have better lives, and ultimately with the intent of them having a better relationship with Jesus. So with that, I'll be back tomorrow with something else. I'm just kind of looking at, man, what did I have time for in the sermon? What did I find interesting that maybe no other people wouldn't? And I'll test it out here. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and until then, have a great day. Peace out.